It's 2025 now. So it's time to talk about 2024. What happened? What did we do? What did we see? What did we accomplish? What did we want to happen? What didn't happen? We're going to talk about it all. I wrote them down. I feel very awkward right now as I record this video. And I feel very awkward about it because I felt like I made barely any videos last year. And I mean, it's true. I did barely make any videos last year. I have gotten more into streaming again more regularly last year, which you would think means I am not as awkward when it comes to doing videos like these, where I'm just yapping about stuff. But I am still, because something in your brain messes with you when you know that there could potentially be people listening to you. It makes you feel more active, more lively. Like when you know it's happening. With a live stream, you know there's a potential chance that somebody's in there who could be listening. And with Twitch, the main thing a lot of people have to learn is you have to always be on with that kind of mindset. You have to assume somebody's in there listening to you, because otherwise, if somebody does come in there and you're not talking at all, or you're not doing anything interesting, they're just going to be bored and leave before you even realize that somebody even joined the chat. So you're supposed to have that shit always on. So when I go live, I will know, all right, we're live. I get to yap about stuff. When I'm not live, like right now, it makes it awkward, at least to get started. Like, I don't know how to properly start these things, which makes it a little annoying and confusing. But we have now progressed past that point, I think. The point where it feels a little weird for me to get started, so we are ready to continue with what I actually had planned, which is on this list. And I guess a part of that kind of rant is probably a part of this list that we have here. What actually happened? What are some big accomplishments that we did, and what are some of the things that we are hoping to accomplish, I guess, for next year? We'll talk about some of these things. Wait a minute. Oh. Jesus, hold on. I just realized the back of this clipboard here has a whole ass old short story that I wrote and then tried to give myself edits for to correct and then never did. I don't want you guys reading that, so don't worry about that. What happened in 2024? One of the big things for me is we lost weight. I lost 36 pounds last year. And the primary motivator of it was I did not want to have high blood pressure, and the doctors thought I might have high blood pressure. So they told me I should try losing weight, and so I tried losing weight, and it seemed to significantly help. And so I just kind of kept at it. Prior to this, I never really gave a shit about losing weight for the most part, so I didn't really try at all. And so this year I tried and I lost 36 pounds, which was huge. It was a huge deal for me because I didn't realize how much it took to just calm down with the foods you're eating with, I guess, for me, I think. I don't know if it was just the kind of foods I was given as I grew up or whatever, I don't know. But the main thing with me when it comes to food is if I'm bored and there's something in front of me, I'll eat it. And I go to game nights with the boys every week and I'll end up just ordering a lot more just because I feel hungry at the time. I'll order the stuff and I know it's going to taste good and I'll have leftovers for the next day and the day after that. The main thing with my weight loss thing, okay, I didn't have to do anything insane. I didn't have to do anything crazy with my thing. It was just track my calories for the most part, then actually walk to make up any differences. Actually, one of the other big benefits was a lot of the times I wasn't getting as much walking in as I needed to because it's a whole process going out. What I've gotten more used to doing is I'll be staying at home. I just pace up and down my room and I'll have like some kind of show going on the screen, or like if I'm in a call with some people and they're talking about stuff and I don't need to be involved with the discussion directly right now, I'll just have it keep going and I'll just pace around the room for like half an hour to an hour, time myself, and I could just do that. And then that works because that's like walking. So as long as you're getting the steps in, and I have enough space here to be able to do that. So I'm like, okay, so that helps. Got more exercise in by doing that. And then the other one was cutting back the amount of shit that I eat. I ate too much before out of boredom. And so one of the big things that helped me, this is not a sponsor stream, one of those calorie tracking apps, I use MyFitnessPal. Very easy to just go into it, write down what you ate. It'll give you a rough estimate of the calories. It's not perfect, but it'll give you a good idea. If you tell it, this is my current weight, this is what I would like to weigh, these are the things that eat, it'll tell you like how many calories you have to try to stay within per day. I think mine is something like 1,860 calories a day. And if you stick to that, you're going to lose like 1 to 2 pounds a week. Now, obviously it's not going to be as consistent because of like holidays and stuff, or like events you go to. That was a big thing that happened recently. We had Christmas and New Year's and a whole bunch of eating out and birthday. My birthday was December 16th. I'm now 30 years old, by the way. That's another thing that happened last year. I turned 30. Jesus Christ. So that was the big thing. I just stopped eating as much as I was before. One of the main things that helps me specifically, I don't recommend this for everybody, of course, but for me, I end up a lot of the time sleeping in until like 10, 11, sometimes noon, depending on what the day is. That makes it so that usually I'm able to just have a a breakfast, not really need lunch, and then I'm good until dinner, and then I have a big dinner, and then it just kind of helps. Other people, it might benefit you more to have like smaller things for like breakfast, lunch, and dinner maybe, but it seemed to work for me where I just have a breakfast, have a dinner, and I'm good. And usually I'm still like going over my like calorie thing too, so it's not like I'm starving. The main thing is to just track the stuff that you're eating so that you know when you're going overboard so that you can hold yourself back, because that's like the main thing. I haven't really been changing the things that I still eat, like baked mac and cheese. I still eat like mozzarella sticks every week. I still eat popcorn at the movies. I still go to the movies every week and I still get popcorn there and all that. Like I don't stop doing any of that. It's just about the amount and how frequently I eat them. I'm not getting mozzarella sticks and a giant pepperoni calzone and a small cheese pizza, and like I'm just getting like mozzarella sticks or just baked mac and cheese and limiting to myself. I mean, I was already doing this before. I typically am drinking water all the time. If you ever see me reach for a cup, it's usually filled with water because I love fucking water. This is why you just saw me pour in from a water jug. I typically have a water jug next to my desk at all times, and I'll drink from it. It's good. Water's based. Drink more water. Now, I restrict myself to like 1 can of a soda a day. It's just what I do. Typically I only have like 1 can of Mountain Dew per day. And then if I'm at game night with the boys, I'll have like a Coke there or something like that. Just one. And then I have water. I just drink water. That's all I need. I don't need anything fancy. I don't need it to be like any fancy flavored water. It's just like bottled water or like in jugs. It's good. It's good. That's it. I also haven't been having Klondike bars as much either because of the diet, which technically I could still eat them. I just kind of haven't been because it requires me to walk to make up the difference more so than I'm already walking, and it's not really necessary. I don't really need it. Instead, I've been getting back into butterscotch. These butterscotch candies, which I used to have a lot when I was in like high school around that time. These things are great, okay? Some people online, some friends of mine, have called me an old person for eating this shit. It's good. It's good. You have 3 of these. 3 of these things a day is like only 70 calories. Based. Hell yeah. And they taste amazing, okay? Get yourself some butterscotch. They're good. It took a while, though, to figure out what should be my typical routine for the things that I eat in order to, like, make sure I'm under the calorie goals for things. When I go to the movies, don't get buttered popcorn. Get the regular size popcorn, even though I get the deals for the larger one with the AMC thing. Don't get the large one unless you have somebody else that you're going to share it with, because otherwise you're just going to gain a shit ton from it, and it's going to be harder to work that off or whatever. And I'll even get mozzarella sticks at the movie theaters, too. As long as I am within the calories for that day, that's fine. And if mozzarella sticks and popcorn in the movies is my dinner for the day, we're good. Like, I don't really need a dinner after going to the movies. Like, the popcorn and mozzarella sticks, that's enough. This is just what has been working for me, I guess. I'm not trying to lecture you to say what you should and shouldn't be doing. This is just to say, like, I didn't really have to do too much for my thing. At least not at this stage. Maybe at later stages, I'll stop losing weight and then I'll have to make even more adjustments. But for right now, everything seems to be going good. I'm at like 241 pounds and I started at 277 pounds. So I've lost 36. So yeah, that was the big W. Big W was losing 36 pounds last year. That was great. Hopefully we'll lose 30 more pounds this year. That's one of the goals I got. The other big thing that's been great, the book club streams over on the main channel have been growing so much, and it's been such a fun time with all of them. We spent like half of last year reading Umineko because that was like a 5-month-long manga journey. But still, it's been great having more people show up to that group to have the conversations about the manga every week. When I started the book club stuff with Justin and Shadow, it's one of those things that you plan at first and think like, yeah, but is this really gonna be like a serious thing? We're just kind of doing it and fucking around right now. And over time, we've made this a more structured thing. We're keeping it to every week that we have scheduled, unless there's like an in-between. We're not like suddenly canceling weeks for these things. We're keeping it going with the scheduled readings. We're doing the votes. More people are getting involved as we go through different series and people find out about this stuff. And we've been growing and growing and growing. We had a lot of people at the last book club meeting for Rose and Maiden, and it was a fun time. It was a very fun time. That's been great. I need to do some other things to kind of help with that, because I feel like that's a very fun experience for us who are part of the book club, and I would like to be a more inviting experience for people to enjoy in terms of content, either for people who are interested in discussions about manga and want to hear people discuss, or if they're just interested in people discussing about that specific thing, or if they want to get involved with them themselves. I want to be like an inviting event thing. If we ever grow too big, I might have to deal with the problem of how many people want to be a part of the live discussions. I might have to deal with that in some kind of way. But right now, we're not really at the point where I have to be concerned about that. If for some reason we ever like really, really blow up, I'll be more concerned. Right now, I'm not as much. I have been considering how I would want to move things like this over to like Spotify, syndicated as an actual podcast. I don't know how I want to do that with the current format where I just kind of leave it up unedited. We would want it to be like parts of it edited down slightly or edited a bit. And I don't have the time commitment to edit each episode every single week when the streams go for like 2-3 hours and I have all this other stuff that I'm doing. I don't have the time commitment to do that. I don't really know if I want to hire somebody to do that. But if I'm uploading it to Spotify, I don't want it to just be the live ramblings unedited. It would have to be an edited down version if I'm putting it onto there, I think, because otherwise it just feels weird. I don't feel like it's worth putting it on there if we're not also doing that step. I mean, I could do it and I guess it wouldn't hurt, but I feel like it would be a better impression to people if it was like an edited thing. So but it's been very fun reading Land of the Lustrous, Dorohedoro, and Umineko. Now we're on Rose and Maiden, and we tried different things like everybody recommending for each week. We've recently been doing, you have to pick short series to recommend. We're going to read through the short series and then we're going to go into a vote for a longer series. We have it be a vote every time. It's a whole discussion. Art spam channel for people to spam any fan art related to series we've read, which has been great. I've been starting to do schedule reading graphics for like, this is the reading that we have for this series, and I make them look like a pretty nice looking schedule, similar to like a stream schedule in general, but it's for like the specific readings for book club, and I think it looks pretty nice. And being able to post that to invite people in and let them know, hey, we're doing this thing. If you're interested in that, come check it out. I feel like that's great, and I think that's been helping a lot with that. It's been really fun getting into that stuff, and I'm glad I've met so many people who are interested in actually getting involved with that. Thank you to all of them, and thank you for anybody who's been watching that. If you're somebody who watches those, you're amazing. You're great. I love you. And if you're somebody who's interested in that, go to wolfborg.com. You'll find my links to everything. And if you go to discord.wolfborg.com, that's generally where the book club actively lives. But if you'd rather just watch the streams, you can either check it on YouTube or Twitch, which is where we host it. We technically also host it on Kick. Nobody watches Kick. That's a whole other thing. Speaking of streaming, I've been getting more into streaming again. Now, I know what you're thinking, but Wolfborg, weren't you just talking about the book club streams? Isn't that the same? Technically, it is. Aside from book club streams, I started the book club streams because I hadn't been streaming as often in a like consistent manner. It was just if I felt like it and maybe Justin was around and we decided to play like Fortnite together or some dumb shit, we'd like stream. And like that's not how I want my streams to kind of grow. Because as I get into watching some other streamers and stuff, I don't feel like with how I was doing it before, I was going to get anywhere with that. Even if with how I was doing it before, even streaming more wouldn't really help. So what I've been doing lately is, part of this was inspired by getting more closer to VTuber communities. I got closer to VTuber communities recently, especially the Takamura Takako VTuber community. Takamura Takako made VTuber, Otaku made VTuber, amazing content creator, has been a huge inspiration. I think yes, I wrote them down. They are my content creator inspiration of the year as of last year. Amazing, fun stream content. Being a part of their Discord community has been a blast. Being a part of the Goshujins has been a incredibly fun time. Just go check out Takamura Takako's channel. Go to takako.moe. Okay, go check out Takako's stuff. She is amazing. Okay, go check out the Maeve. Tell her I said hi. And Takako has also been a gateway for me to learn about other VTubers. I was not a big VTuber person before Takako. I had known about Hololive VTubers, especially from my little brother, who's into the VTubers from Hololive. He watches a lot of their stuff. And when we went to Anime Boston, we've been to some of the panels related to those stuff, but I've never really checked out like them religiously or tried to get involved with that kind of stuff before. It was just like I occasionally tune into like a Crony stream or a Mori Calliope stream when she first started, not now after she's blown up or whatever. And these are like pretty much the most of the VTubers I would watch for a while. Like it was just occasionally I would check out their stuff if I felt like it. Takako stuff was like, this is fun. This is a very great creator. It's very inspiring how they make their content. Fun to be a part of that community. It's not like I feel like the Hololive stuff, they're too big for me to want to be a part of. Like I don't feel like I'm going to be a part of something with that. And also I don't even know how it works with like getting involved with like communities related to that. It feels like it would just be like fan servers, fan discussions on like subreddits and stuff like that. A streamer like Takako, it's like they have like a community Discord server that you can join and you could just hang out with people there. There's community events hosted within it. Takako hosts the anime club in her server where we watch various anime through like a scheduled thing on her website. It has like, we're watching like Steins Gate 0 right now, and we were watching Bunny Girl Senpai before. They've watched Code Geass in there. Like it's really fun. It's also taught me, looking into this stuff more, various ways that VTubers tend to do content that really interests me. Like the whole culture of when you stream, you also will try to have a schedule for these things. That's really cool. Making sure you build a thumbnail for these things, even though you're only streaming to Twitch in many cases. That seems like that's great too. Seems to help a lot with like trying to get people to recognize you more. The nature of like how much fun it can be playing as like a character or a persona thing, as opposed to like turning on a face camera and all that. Like right now I have this on, but I did start messing around with my Christmas Wolfborg that's like blue or whatever, the like current icon I've been using for a lot of my stuff, but like having it be a PNG tuber instead, where when I talk, he opens his mouth and he bounces up a bit. That's what I had it set to right now. So technically I'm just a PNG tuber with that kind of stuff right now. And I've just been doing most of my streams lately as that. I don't think I want to extend that to videos yet as a PNG tuber, which is why you're seeing me like this as opposed to some kind of model. And also I don't know if I want to do it for the After Dark channel anyways. Maybe for the main channel, if that's what I'm doing. I don't even know if I want to do it there. Right now I'm just messing with doing that for live streams because I think that that's very interesting. I think that's very fun to try out. And I've been having fun trying to get used to how that kind of stuff works. Now, I've also been getting into how they tend to set up some other things with their streams, like having a starting soon screen with like custom music that you can get, setting your scenes in certain ways that makes your life a little easier in various ways, such as making it so that when you're in certain scenes, your mic is not heard and you don't have to deal with like muting, unmuting your mic anymore. I figured out how to do that properly. I've set up my OBS stuff so it seems like it's just way better than it was before. So that's been great. And I wouldn't even thought of how to do that until I figured out how VTubers seem to do this kind of stuff and then implemented that on my own kind of end of things. And VTubers in general, they seem like very great, fun people. There's a whole bunch of them. All of them are like looking to like make their kind of unique place with their brand. It's a lot easier to do it when you have a character. It's expensive and it's not like there's no effort involved. Of course, there's a ton of effort involved with it. That's the thing that I admire about it. There's a whole bunch that you can do with it. You have to design the character. You have to think about the lore of the character. You have to think about how you want to act as the character's personality. Is it actually your personality, or is it like more exaggerated version of you, or is it like a completely different thing than you and things like that? And you can have different models or different outfits for the models that could change these things. There's a whole bunch of gimmicks that you can do with VTuber models that you can't typically do with facecam stuff. Super, super interesting. It's very, very interesting creatively to get more into that stuff. So Takuko is kind of like my gateway into getting more interested in that kind of stuff. And through Takuko, I've been able to discover a whole bunch of other great VTuber content creators, such as Digishell, Tricker Sweets, Abbott, Yusha. And there's so many of them that have like all these creative ideas for how to set their VTuber apart. I know a VTuber whose gimmick is that they are literally a corpse. Like they don't have to say anything. They type and then it shows up on the screen for how they communicate to chat because they're a dead body. You can't talk to them. And that's their gimmick and it works. And it's great, actually. If you're that creative to be able to make stuff like that work, that's awesome. Like there's VTubers that will act like they're computer simulations. There's so much more that you can do with the concept of VTubers. And I know when they first started to blow up, there was a whole camp of people on like of the big Twitch streamers or whatever that were assholes about it and being like, oh, they just want, they're too lazy. They would just want to hide their fucking face because they're fucking ugly, or they just want to pretend to be this or that or whatever. Like it takes a shit ton of work and a lot of creative work. I didn't get into a lot of VTubers at first because the only VTubers I really knew was just the big HoloLive crew. And they're great at what they do, but also I prefer something that's easier for me to become more involved with as a community. I feel like I'm actually like a part of it as a not like just like one little thing in a sea of like a massive crowd of voices in some cases like that. So like this is where like I would watch their stuff, but I wouldn't really engage with a lot of what they're doing. Maybe I would like see art about them and retweet it because I really like their designs. That's the other thing too. You might never watch their fucking streams, but you might see art about their character and you love it and then you retweet it, or like you do art based on it because you like their art. This is the cool thing about them. It's nice. It's very cool. It's very interesting. So more moral of the story is VTubers are based. Okay, go check out the Haunted Tea Time crew is what I would recommend. Okay, that is Takamura Takuko, Digishell, and Tricker Sweets. Okay, go check them out. They stream on Twitch. Digishell also streams on YouTube, but the other two upload their VODs onto YouTube, which is another thing I got inspired by. I got inspired some ideas them and some other VTubers do. When I started streaming more actively again, I made a separate VOD channel on YouTube because VODs on YouTube are more discoverable than VODs on Twitch. Nobody fucking watches Twitch VODs. It's just not a thing. So I've been uploading it onto a second VOD channel, which you could go to vod.wolfborg.com, and I could even date in the title what my things are. I've been trying to also, when I first started, I tried to also upload some of my older content onto there. It's a whole process to do that because back then I did not give a fuck about things like music copyright because I was on Twitch. Nobody cares about VODs, and I'm not getting taken down on Twitch just for having certain songs playing while I stream on there. They mute the VOD afterwards on there, but I don't give a fuck about that because nobody's watching the VODs on there. But when I go to re-upload them onto YouTube, it's a bit trickier because of that stuff. However, I am a smart guy, okay? And I learned years ago that you should separate your audio when you live stream. You should make it so that there's one track for all of your combined audio, which is what you end up exporting out to the stream. This is what they hear. They hear everything. And that's on track 1. Track 2 is just your microphone. And then track 3 is every other sound. Now you can do this further and you can separate out like Discord into track 3 and then like every other sound into track 4. If you really want to get fancy and things like that, you can expand this even further. But I don't want to get too crazy. I just make it be 3 tracks. The first one is the default, is the combined audio and everything. The second one is just my mic. And then the third one is just every other sound. That way I'm able to, when I go through and edit these things, I can cut out my mic in certain times if I don't want it to be heard at that point. I can isolate whatever sound is happening. I can increase my volume. I can decrease their volume. I can do whatever with that kind of stuff. It makes it a lot easier for me. And you can expand it out and make it easier. So luckily with that, it makes it easy to be able to go through my old VODs and distort some of the copyrighted music that might have been playing at times and or just cut it out entirely if I don't need any of the other sounds going on. I don't like doing that, so I don't preemptively do that for things. I will typically upload them onto YouTube, wait for it to fully process them, and then whatever warnings it gives me, I just edit them out. I just edit those out, and then once YouTube's satisfied with it to the point where I don't even care if it demonetizes them, because sometimes it yells at me saying you're not going to get money from this, even though I don't get money from them anyways, but it tells me there's a copyright thing, but that people could still see it. That's good enough for me. So I just leave those. I don't have to fully take everything out. I just don't want to get the video banned. So as long as people can still see it, I don't fucking care. I'll just put it up. Why not? I did unfortunately discover through this process that there is Wolfborg lost media, and it's very unfortunate Wolfborg lost media too. It was like a period between like late 2018 and beginning of 2019 where I was making content, and Justin was my editor at the time too, helping me out with taking some of my stream stuff and making it videos that I can upload onto YouTube. Many of those streams are just gone, and I'm pretty sure what happened was we had put it all on a Dropbox for us to work on together. So I would upload all my VODs directly to the Dropbox. Justin would work on the stuff, and any edited stuff he'd send me back through Dropbox. So it would just live in this big Dropbox folder I had. Then eventually we had Justin basically like stop editing at a certain point, and I was just doing some other stuff. And then eventually I was like, all right, I'm going to close down the Dropbox stuff. What probably happened was I tried to copy everything from the Dropbox. I had assumed I got all of the VODs out of the Dropbox, copied properly, deleted the Dropbox stuff, canceled my account, and then realized I did not properly copy the stuff. Or if I did copy the stuff, something happened and it accidentally deleted them too. Because I have torn my hair out searching through all of my drives and my computer system to try to figure. I even tried like the backup old files memes or whatever. I just can't find them. I can't find them. And it's unfortunate too because I know these VODs exist because some of them we literally made entire Let's Play things about. I still have the Premiere Pro project files for them. I just don't have the raw video footage. I played a game called Detention. I played Deltarune, the first chapter of Deltarune. Some of these I played off stream and made into a Let's Play thing, maybe. Giraffe Town. There's like a whole bunch. Metal Gear Solid 3, Snake Eater. I played that. The first Resident Evil. That VOD's gone. I think I also did Resident Evil 2. That's also gone. It's very unfortunate and really annoys me knowing that that's gone. I am at times a data hoarder, so I have a shit ton of data from many years that I keep in various external hard drives, which eventually I want to get myself a NAS, a network attached storage, and just dump everything into it. So it's very annoying to me knowing that those streams are just gone. This Wolfborg lore that's gone. You can still see bits of those though in the Wolfborg clips videos that I've done in the past on the channel. They're still up. The last one I did, which has a whole bunch of very good clips from that period of time, most of those just don't exist as VODs anymore. I just don't have them. Related to that, I also made one of those lists of games that I've played on stream, which has been helpful because I can also have it linked to the playlist of the VOD that I did on stream of that. Lately, I've been doing the playthroughs and then labeling them in parts, and then eventually turning that into a playlist, which I can then link on that sheet. So I played through all the Halo games again recently on Legendary mode. So we played through Halo 1, Halo 2, and Halo 3, which has finished all of them. I play them. Every night is dedicated to just playing that game. We play that game, and then that's a part that I upload onto the VOD channel with the custom thumbnail that I had made prior and everything. And it looks nice. It looks great. And then I can link it out in the playlist on that sheet in case anybody wants to go onto that sheet and see what I played. And if they're interested in seeing how that playthrough went, they can go on there. And then I can have the statuses like, is this complete? Is this currently in progress? Is this paused? Are we planning to play this one? And on that list, I have labeled games that we've technically played on stream, but the VOD is now gone from it. So you can find the list of those on there. To the best of my knowledge, that's the full list of those things. That's where the current state of these things are. I try to keep that sheet up to date. Updating it every single time I end stream is like an annoying thing, so I don't really do that. So it's just when I remember, I go in and update some recent entries to it. That's where that's currently at. And I think it's very nice. It's very nice data that not many people use right now because I'm not a very big streamer, but that's fine because I have set the framework for things. There's lots of things that I've done with my streams, which is probably overkill for most people at my current size, but I've laid the groundwork to make my life a lot easier with all this stuff and make things a lot easier for new people when they come in to be able to see this information if they do want it. And I feel like that is good. It makes me satisfied, at least, knowing that I've done the correct things. I have my stream set up in certain ways. I'm doing the titles in certain ways to be informative, but also have like a bit of extra subtitle stuff with it. So we list the game that we're playing. We're scheduling it all around one game. We're not just unplanning, like, let's just start stream, figure it out, like I used to do in the past. Schedule the things. We make a nice thumbnail with it. We post it out into the world, trying to get more people interested in it. And the schedule, I've started doing a stream schedule, weekly schedule, which is something that all VTubers have been doing. Well, almost all VTubers have been doing. You make a custom graphic for it. So I got a nice little custom graphic for it. I think it's kind of basic, but it works. Technically speaking, I replaced the art for it, but I don't really have much Wolfborg art to use for that. So I've been just sticking with the basic one for now. The thing with the schedules are interesting though. Stream schedule stuff is interesting because you plan like, I want to play this game, but do I start at this time? If I start at this time, will I really be around at that time? Or am I actually going to say this time, but I'm not going to be able to start until like an hour later? Or should I not say that what we're specifically doing yet because I don't know if we're going to want to do this game tonight? Do I really want to play this game on this night? Or oh, this person is streaming at this time too, and I really want to watch their content? That's been a problem I've been having a lot. A lot of streamers that I watch frequently, like DigiShell or Takuko, are like streaming at the same time of like a time that I would probably stream something, and I'm like, oh, but I want to watch them do something too. I want to watch them play their game. I want to watch Digi do art and play Yume. I want to watch Takuko play Dark Souls. I want to be there for that stuff. So sometimes I've waited until after they've released their schedules to figure out how I want to do my schedule. These days I try not to primarily do that. It sucks that I don't get to watch their streams all the time, but the VOD still exists. But the other thing too is many times I'm indecisive about what I should stream, but also a problem that I've been having is regularly streaming has been nice. It's been great. I've been very slowly getting more active viewers again compared to the old Darwin Project streaming days. If you were there back then, you understand the Darwin Project streaming days were amazing. Darwin Project is a dead game, unfortunately, now though. There are a couple people who still go on and play it regularly. I'm in a server where they try to ping you for it, but it's still a dead game overall. And so in the meantime, I have to try to do other things to try to build up an active audience again. And so right now I've been trying to do variety gaming stuff, which I don't know if we're going to keep doing that forever. Right now for this year, the goal is to focus more on art streams. So we're going to be focusing more on doing art on stream because I want to get way better at art. We have the plan of grinding 500 hours of art practice this year. And most of that we're going to do on stream because we got to get this shit done. And if I I know I'm spending a lot of my time streaming as opposed to doing other things. I better be doing art on those streams at least. That way I'm getting the art hours in. Otherwise I'll have less hours to do art, which means I won't meet the goal that I'm trying to hit. And that is the other thing too. I felt like I haven't uploaded as much last year, and I feel like a part of that is because of the streaming more actively thing. As you are streaming more, you are thinking more about how you want to do your streams, what you want to plan for your streams, what people you want to collab with, how you want to set up your thumbnails, how you want to set up the schedule, how you want to like what are you thinking about for clips and stuff. I haven't even gotten too deep into like editing clips regularly for my content stuff. That's the next step. The next step is that. Like you have to be thinking about all this stuff, and then streaming itself, if you really want to get stuff out of it, it's got to be like at minimum 3-4 hours long. If you really want to get anything out of it, it's got to be something like that, I think. So you can't just make it like a 1 hour and then you're gone deal. Most streams barely start for like at least 20 minutes. You can't just do that. So yeah, like most streams seem like you have to go for at least like 3-4 hours. And then like typically you're scheduling streams for once you're free from doing like work and dinner and all that kind of stuff. Like any other things that you have going on that you have to deal with, you can't get out of, schedule past those. And then once you're done with the streams, you don't have a lot of time for other stuff, right? You don't have a lot of time to be scripting and researching YouTube video stuff. But then I feel bad if I were to say, all right, we're not streaming this week because I want to focus on this video, because a part of me is worried that video's not getting done. That video won't get done even if I take that week off from streaming, which means I'll have stopped streaming for that week for no fucking reason to not get the video done. Maybe I'll have made progress on the video, but it's not done. And then it's like a whole thing. And like, okay, it's tough. And there's been many times where I've considered just stop streaming, focus more on the video stuff. It's probably gonna be better for you in the long run, but I don't know if I want to. I have fun streaming, and I know I'm not a huge channel, but I don't care about that. I have fun doing it. I like the people that I've met doing it. I enjoy making the content and getting the practice live with that kind of stuff, learning how to be an educator with that kind of stuff. Honestly, having like a live stream with just enough viewers to like actively have fun with a whole bunch of people on there, that's like my dream right now when it comes to online stuff. Like, sure, would it be great if my YouTube also blew up? Sure. But ideally, I would have a lot more fun overall and feel a lot more better about live streaming, not even to a huge audience, just like a few active people. That is enough for us to like hang out and have a fun time. Like, I feel like that would be the dream. My goal, okay, because I want to have a Twitch chat, enough Twitch chatters that are like active enough that we could do fun community stuff together. That's what I want to do. I have a whole bunch of ideas for fun community stuff that we could do that I can't even attempt to say that I want to try right now because there's no point. I am not big enough or know that I will have enough to be able to say that we'll do this thing and then confidently execute it without nothing happening, pretty much. Like, we could maybe get a couple memes, but it'll be overall like not what you expect. And it kind of sucks. It sucks that that's where I'm at with that kind of stuff, but that's just how it is. That's the nature of how it is. You might have great ideas for streams, but they don't work unless you have a bigger chat, right? And this is not to say like I have to grow my chat like right now or whatever. This is just to say like I would rather focus my time on growing my Twitch streams than I would growing my YouTube channel, I think, at this point. But the problem is the best way to grow a Twitch channel is to grow a YouTube channel. That's just how it is now. And it's especially more important to grow a YouTube Shorts channel, which I've experimented with. I have experimented with YouTube Shorts. I experimented with it because the other thing that we did was I went to Anime Boston, as we usually do, but here this year we recorded. We took this new camera that you're looking at right now. We took the camera, a wireless microphone that you don't see right now. I have a wireless microphone set up. We brought it with us there, and I had a whole bunch of questions, and we interviewed cosplayers at Anime Boston. It was a very fun time interviewing the cosplayers. Edited the video down, uploaded it onto YouTube. You can watch it right now. It's a very fun video. I took segments of that video and cut them down into shorts just to try out YouTube Shorts. See how that works. When people tell you YouTube Shorts are busted, they mean it. YouTube Shorts are busted. YouTube Shorts are like the way. They only work if you understand the right way to edit them, it feels like. You have to understand the proper way to edit them for Shorts content. People who watch Shorts are geared towards, I need the interest value as quick as possible, and I need it to be non-fucking stop. I need to keep my attention the whole fucking time. I don't want to slow down, and I don't want this shit to be over like a minute. I don't need it to even be over 50 seconds, okay? Keep that shit short as hell, and keep it interesting, and have it jump around the place, and keep some words going so that I'm still being visually activated with, like, looking at something. Keep something going. That seemed to have worked, because I have uploaded uploaded a bunch of shorts which all got over 15k views. And I didn't think that was normal, but when I talked to people about it, they said YouTube shorts are like a whole weird amalgamation when you try to understand even a hint of how the algorithms for these things work for YouTube shorts. But the main thing that I seem to have discovered was it is typically hard for a lot of people to consistently get over like 10k views on a short. They will occasionally get one, but it's hard to get it consistent. I was able to get it consistent with those, I think primarily because they are cosplayer interviews, which are immediately much more interesting and probably promoted to people that are more into the anime community stuff. And so like that's probably a big driving factor of it, but I feel like the way I've edited them down was also a big driving factor of it too. But I won't really know that for sure until I start trying to apply the same principles for Twitch stream clips, which is a whole project though, because in order to do that properly, you have to know the best moments to turn into a YouTube short from the VODs. The problem is when it comes to streaming so actively is that you don't have time to do things that aren't streaming. You don't have time to rewatch all of your VODs if you stream for like 4 to 6 hours a night and also get all your other stuff done. You can't look through all of it, find the clip moments, edit the clips all right, and have the time to do other stuff that you're trying to do while you're like me and also have a full-time job and like do a whole bunch of other, like it can't be done. It can't be done with the amount of time you have. Now, these are things where I've considered hiring somebody to help out in doing that, but I haven't fully gotten into that yet because if we're doing it in terms of like you're going to go through the VOD to find me clippable moments for shorts, that's a whole process. I've looked into similar processes that people have for doing that kind of thing, so maybe I will look into doing that with people, but I haven't implemented that yet, mostly because I'm dealing with other stuff. One of the other things that I'm dealing with, Jotaku Network rebranding stuff. Jotaku Network is this anime website I run, posts about anime news, anime reviews, manga reviews. We post a whole bunch of anime related content, interviews, cons. It's not just me, it's other writers that I pay and hire and editors. I've been trying to work through most of last year launching the rebrand for Jotaku Network. Probably Zettai Network, but I've also been considering Zettai Zone, which I can do. But the problem with Zettai Zone right now is there is a mobile game called Zenless Zone Zero, and I feel like calling ourselves Zettai Zone will be a little bit of an issue. We want to change the Jotaku Network name because it's too close to Kotaku. So I don't want to do that and immediately say, well, now we sound too much like Zenless Zone Zero. I don't want to do that. Is Zettai Zone a little further away from that? Maybe, but I don't feel like it's that much of a stretch for people to think that in their minds right now. Maybe I'll do it anyways. On top of changing the name, I also want to launch more video content creation stuff with that kind of thing. And so I'm in the production stages of like getting a whole bunch of anime review videos from various creators who I've paid, and I have a whole bunch of them, and I'm trying to edit a couple of them into each episode with some other stuff in between into like a whole weekly episode filled with anime reviews and fun anime related content with that we're going to launch with the rebrand and have like a backlog of them and everything and keep them going as like a season or whatever. That whole video series has been a whole process on my end of things. I got the reviews from people, I approve them, they record their audio, they send me their audio, and I'm trying to edit down their stuff with the anime video footage that I have. I'm editing it myself right now. And my problem with this is I was able to do it for a few of them, but it gets trickier for me to edit some of these things, I think. One, because of time restraints with other things, such as streaming all the time. The other one, at times, I feel like certain things are not going to seem good no matter what I do. And I'm trying to find ways to like adjust them based on the things that I have to try to like make them look nicer. What footage should I play here from this anime? Should I be editing their voice like this? Like edit out this bit of what they've spoken about? Should I just cut out this whole segment in general, which I'm allowed to do because I'm the editor. I paid for this stuff. I will run some stuff by some of these people, but for the most part, I don't really need to. So I'll just see like what I want to do with this kind of stuff, and then I'll just print it later. But I think with some of these, I just struggle with creatively with editing these reviews that were written and recorded by other people, but now I have to edit it to the anime footage for these things for my show. I think is the like layers of complexity there. It makes me nervous working on that kind of stuff, but I'm working through it. The main thing with that is just that I don't have a lot of time to work on it these days. So I'm trying to calm down and focus on this stuff more. On the same vein, I want to work on more videos, and a video like this helps me to be able to do it. That was the whole point of this side channel, the After Dark channel. Just make things. Turn on the camera, talk to it, edit it, do whatever. If you want to try different things with it, do it. That's the point. That is the point. And I've forgotten about this point for most of last year because I didn't do it. I had a whole video where I talked about the manga pile, where I have a whole bunch of these fucking things that are just sitting next to me at my desk at all times, all this manga. All I have to do is just read one, yap about it, and I get uploaded onto there. That's all I had to do, and I got a bunch of them I could do them with. And I didn't do that. Well, technically, it's not entirely accurate. Okay, I know what you're thinking. Wolfborg, didn't I see that that one video you did? I did do that one video about 7, I don't remember the name of it. Chakho, 7 something Chakho. Okay, I did that one. I also recorded one about Sakamoto Days. I recorded another one about Sakamoto Days, and then I didn't like it, so I just didn't put it anywhere. But I should have. That's the point of this channel. Put it out here. Nobody's watching this channel except the people who watch my main content are sort of kind of interested in some of the background things that I do or want to yap about. Nobody fucking cares. Not a single person cares. So who fucking cares if I put it out there, put it up there? Just, it's something. But because I didn't, it's in the back of my head. That was a video that I didn't finish. I recorded it all. I started editing it too. I just didn't put it out because I didn't like how it turned out. But I should have on here. This is the second channel. It doesn't fucking matter. And my other video, my scripted videos, they take more effort to like research and plan out. And so like I have a whole bunch of those anime science video ideas that I just haven't finished because I'm too busy with other stuff. And then when I do sit down to work on them, I had forgotten all the stuff that I had researched ahead of time already, even though I have the notes for it. It's a whole process to read through them again. And then I've also been feeling like shit because I went to both Anime Boston and Anime NYC. I'll talk about Anime NYC later. I went to both of these things and I haven't made formal videos of me talking about them yet. I made that one video about the cosplay interviews at Anime Boston, which I guess is fine, but I didn't do like a formal video like I did every year, me talking about my experience there yet. And I didn't do one yet for Anime NYC or Anime Boston, and I feel bad for it because I've been meaning to do it, but I haven't done them yet, and now we're in 2025. I do still plan on doing them. I keep trying to write like an outline / script. The fact that I haven't done those yet has made me feel bad, and so I have not wanted to start a lot of other videos until I get those out of the way. And because the longer time passes, the more I forget some of the stuff that happened during those trips, which makes it trickier. So right now, what I'm trying to do with ANYC, because I did record footage while I was there, some of it was me yapping at the camera, and I did also record a stream of me talking about my ANYC experience. I'm trying to edit those bits together now, and then I'll potentially record myself yapping about some additional stuff that I can add onto it too, maybe, or maybe I'll replace, instead of the stream yap, it'll be me yapping about it, but having rewatched the stream yap, I can remember in my mind what happened and then repeat it again here. But a video like this one helps me because now I can be in the right state to actually record me talking about that kind of stuff. The only problem I'm having in this video, as I can clearly tell as I look at the clock and the recording time says we've been over an hour and 3 minutes, is that I am yapping too long compared to how I had originally planned about certain things. Welcome to the After Dark channel. That's what you signed up for. I don't give a shit. I went to ANYC. It was a fucking amazing time. I loved going to ANYC. Didn't really like New York as much. New York was a whole thing. I'm not gonna rant about it here too much because it's gonna be in the ANYC video, and I've already ranted about it in the ANYC review that I did off the stream anyways. The stream one, not the video one that I'm eventually gonna do. Shut up. Shut the fuck up. Because I'd only gone to Anime Boston before for anime conventions. I've been to like PAX East and I think Boston Comic Con once, but I never really gone outside of Massachusetts for a convention. And this time I did, and I did it myself. I took a train over to New York, stayed at a hotel myself, went to the convention myself. I had a great time there. Now, I did it primarily because, again, Takako. Takako was an amazing streamer, and I found out her and many of the other Goshujins were going to be there and hanging out, and it was going to be a fun time. And I was like, I want to meet up with some of them, but I also want to put myself out there more in general. I would love to go to another convention, and it'd be great to be able to go and meet up with some of these people too. That would be amazing. And so I decided to do that. I got myself a press pass to be able to go there, which was great. I didn't expect to be able to get a press pass, but they did. And now I feel bad because because I didn't finish posting like a formal video talking about it or like an article on Joe Talking Network talking about it. I didn't do these things yet, and I feel bad about it. This is why I need to do that. That was such a fun time, meeting them, getting closer with these people that I've only really known through Discord servers. We hung out, met in person. I had an awkward interaction when I first met Takako. It was like a whole thing. I won't get into it all here, but it was still, it's like kind of embarrassing to think about, but also it's like a memory that I will have. So, and I kind of like that. It's nice. Hanging out with the other Goshujins back in one of their hotel rooms and watching like a Hololive concert thing together. It was a fun time. It was good. It was nice. NYC was a great time. You'll hear about that more in that other video in the future, I guess. Other things that happened this year. Metrics. Let's talk about metrics. How the channel did. 3.5K subs on YouTube. Hell yeah. I barely posted this year other than the live streams that we've been hosting on there. So that's great. That's great that we got that. Some subs we got from the YouTube shorts too. It's pretty good. I don't remember how many I got, but it was a good number. We also got money from those too, by the way. More than we usually make. YouTube is an interesting creature. Fucking amazing. I never expected we'd get to this point, and we're there. Fucking great. 700 followers on Twitch. Now that I've been streaming more actively again. Am I huge? No. Does that mean I have a lot of active viewers? No. Your mileage varies on Twitch when it comes to follower numbers to active chatters, it seems. Some channels will have like a shit ton of followers and barely any active chatters. Others will have like no followers, but more chatters than my streams ever get. And it just depends. It just depends. The followers on Twitch is like a trickier metric of success, I think, in that kind of vein, but I think it more overall tells you the track record of this is how many people who have checked out this channel in the past and have said this guy's cool. And I think that that's a good enough metric. We've also reached 165 members on the Discord. I never expected to have anybody in this fucking Discord, but you guys are joining there. Having the book club has been a huge help for that, like I said, because it gives like a mini community within that community, and we get to have fun and hang out there. We do the seasonal watch parties in there. We're going through the winter 2025 seasonal watch parties in there for the anime. That's fun. We do various chat memes in like different text chats, and it's fun for some people to interact with those. We got the stickers, we got the soundboards, we got like more fun than I expected the Discord to ever become, and I am so appreciative of all the people who post in there and hang out in there. I never expected this shit to happen. You guys are amazing. 165 fucking members. Jesus Christ, guys. I've also adjusted my website to be a little more basic. I think before I had it be like a game dev portfolio thing. I stripped it. Some of that stuff is still there, but it's in like a separate portfolio page. Many of the other stuff, I just want it right now to just be a place to hold links to things like my Twitter, my Discord, YouTube. There are like portfolio pages which have other pages on that are hosted on the website, but everything else I just want to link out to stuff. Along with that, being the web dev that I am, I've set up the subdomains in ways that make it easier for people to interact with my content and find it more. So now, if you go to wolfborg.com, you can see links to all my things there, but you can also just go to twitter.wolfborg.com, bsky.wolfborg.com, discord.wolfborg.com, youtube.wolfborg.com, twitch.wolfborg.com. I've just set up now afterdark.wolfborg.com, which will take you here. All these things are great. And I can also make it so that if people go to links through that, it tells me the metrics, how many times people have visited that link, that subdomain link, and then it tells me. I'll know. We get the most link clicks on the Twitch, actually, and that's because I'll keep posting like we're live on Twitch, and then I'll post it through that link on like the Twitter and the Discord server and all that. So people typically click into it through there, which adds to that metric. So that's one that I link out a lot, so that one gets clicked a lot. But we still get the second highest clicks is Discord for people joining in for book club stuff, which is great. People typing in discord.wolfborg.com and joining in on that. That's amazing. Actually, the Twitter is the second one. It goes Twitch, then Twitter, then Discord, then YouTube, and then the VOD channel, actually, which is surprising that the VOD has so many clicks for vod.wolfborg.com. That's actually surprising. I guess that's the fastest way some people get to that channel. Setting that stuff up is not like a huge deal, but I feel like it makes it look nicer. It makes it easier for people to say like, oh, what's Wolfborg's thing? Just go to this.wolfborg.com, and it probably exists, and it does. Or if they just go to wolfborg.com, then they find the links to these things anyways. So that's been nice. I do want the website to be a host for other things. I eventually want to try to adjust the website to be a host of like the streams. You would go to watch the stream from wolfborg.com, and then we could integrate it in a way to where it will still count as a Twitch view, and maybe even still integrate the Twitch chat. But we could do other things with the fact that it's hosted on the website as like a way to view it as well. Like we can implement more things on the website and allow people who sign into it onto there do other things. We could program more fun things and more active things and make it so that people are living on the website as opposed to having to go to my Twitch every single time. Maybe that'd be a better experience for people. I don't know, but that'd be an interesting thing to try. I also want the website to become a home for many scripts and programs for people to actively check out and use more often. I want it to be like there's a whole tab that'll be like my scripts or my programs or whatever, or scripts.wolfborg.com. And then you go there and it's got a whole bunch of cool tools and programs and like whatever that people can use. Like one of the ones I want to be the Annie transfer script that I wrote that a lot of people still send me emails about and ask me to help with, where it converts their Anime Planet export list into a Annie list import in the end, and it does this by converting it into a My Anime List import thing. That's a whole big process, and I would like to make it simpler for people to use that script that I have made by adding it onto the website as a more interactive tool for them to just go to and use. So that would be a great thing to do, I think. Something like that is great because it will drive more traffic to the website, which they can then find my other links to things for, and provides them a useful tool. That's a very interesting thing that I would love to work more on. I want to work more on the website stuff. I'm excited to make the adjustments that I'm making on it. So go check that out if you're interested. Things that I've watched this year. I have watched The Wire I watched all of The Wire. Very interesting show. I really liked it. I also watched Dexter. Interesting at first, not at the end. Everybody warned me. I didn't realize how bad things were in this house. Jesus Christ, Dexter. What the fuck? Prison Break. I didn't finish it yet, but I think I got the gist of Prison Break. I'm on like season 3 or 4, and I'm starting to get less interested. This is why I haven't finished it yet. Instead, I went and started finishing up my House MD rewatch. I am currently on the final season of House MD again. I grew up on House MD when that was airing live. It was amazing, okay? House MD is fucking great. I was rewatching some of the very first episodes again with some other friends in the Discord last night, and man, seeing the later seasons and then seeing that pilot episode and how fucking different it was. Holy shit. House is amazing. Please go check out House if you are interested. House MD, very good. Go check it out. I also got a new desk. You can't see it right now. Maybe I'll show a photo of it. Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe go fuck yourself. The desk has been nice. I've been trying to get used to some things. I think I need a chair that's slightly higher in order to not feel awkward at times using this desk though. It is nice though. It's very nice. I do enjoy it. It's got a cup holder. My drinks are now in a cup holder now, which makes me feel a lot more comfortable so that I know I'm not spilling it. I'm trying to organize things more to enjoy this setup a little more. Okay, what else do we have here? Oh, Idle Story. For those of you who remember when I talked about the Idle Story manga fan translations I've been helping out with, I haven't been doing it as much this year for various reasons. One, I finished editing and uploading all the ones that I had gotten ready for our scan group, and then there was another scan group that started doing their translations for the series much faster. They reached out to me to let me know. They asked me like if I'm still working on it and they would like to do it as well. And I was like, that's perfectly fine. You could do it. You'll probably do it faster too. So that's Flame Subscans. Right now they're paused because the guy who runs it is dealing with stuff, mostly just busy, I think. So they've been busy with some personal stuff, and so they haven't been working on them lately. I'm not immediately going in and saying, oh, I'll take over them now or whatever. That's not what I'm doing. I just hope that they're not on hiatus for too long because I want somebody to be working on that series again. Okay, I want that to keep going. However, I get a little nervous about getting back into fan translating that stuff and posting it online at the current time because Seven Seas has just announced that they've licensed it, which is amazing to me to hear that it actually got licensed. I didn't expect that at all, which makes me very excited the idea of it being turned into an anime. It is an Idol manga original, which I don't know many Idol manga originals because many of them are anime originals that turn into manga later because you need music. It's a music thing. I think like the only other series I know that started as a manga, but it was music focused and then it later on to become an anime. Well, actually, there's probably a couple. There's Blue Giant, but that one's fine because it's more of a character study as opposed to a music study. Like it's focused on jazz stuff, but it's more so focused on his journey through getting into jazz and musicianal stuff. K-On! Is the other main one I'm thinking about. K-On! Started as a 4-comma slice of life that's about music, and now K-On! Is known a lot. It like blew up, and it was a huge like thing. But it started off as a manga where you can't fucking hear the music. I don't know if you knew this about manga, but they don't have audio. It's not like one of those cars you open up and it plays a little jingle. You don't hear it. So it's very interesting to me to see that Idol Story has been licensed because it's an indicator to me that it could potentially be getting ready for an anime adaptation in the future, which I would be excited for. It's very similar to Selection Project, which did have an anime adaptation, and I think later on had a manga adaptation afterwards, not before, afterwards, I think, or maybe it would have been at the same time, but it was not written first as a manga and then adapted later. They like planned it. If it was a multimedia thing at first, they planned it like that. That one though was different for spoilery reasons to how Idol Story is. For those of you who don't want to hear spoilers about Selection Project, don't listen to this, I guess. Essentially, it's a contest that didn't commit to the whole eliminating people side of things. I think, like, from what I remember, they tried to eliminate a couple of people at first, and then all of the girls on the show boycotted the show and then just all started a group together. So the whole survival game aspect of the idol contest didn't really fucking matter. It's still a fun time. I really enjoyed the song and I really enjoyed the show, but I did not enjoy that side of the things. And Idol Story instead is having these girls get eliminated. Idol Story knows what it's doing with its narrative of these things. It's so good. Why aren't you reading Idol Story? Go check it out. There are fan translations out there. I know there are. And it is legally coming out through 7 Seas now. Well, I say now. I think it's like coming out in April or something. It's probably the latest article on Kotaku. It's probably like the last thing I released on there. It is. Okay. Yeah, April. Those are coming out in April. Idol Story, the manga, April. Please, go check it out. I'm buying them. You need to buy them too. Buy yourself and your grandpa a copy. Go buy them. Go check it out. I have listed here other talks I want to do because I in general talked about all the like big things that happened, like success-wise for things. I have a PNG tuber model now that I do for streams, and I do also have custom music that I commissioned, which is great. We're looking to do potentially a VTuber live 2D model debut at some point this year, which would be great if it actually happens. I don't know how long these things take though. Currently, I have an artist I commissioned on Skeb to try to help out with coming up with a model reference sheet for me to use for that, which would be amazing. I just told them I'm looking for a Christmas scientist VTuber, described my personality, showed them reference art, and said like some ideas that I may or may not have for how their design should look. Hopefully, when I get better at art this year, I can be able to help out in that kind of stuff more myself, representing how I want him to look and stuff like that. That's another thing I want to do with my art practice this year. I want to get better at like messing around with OCs. I don't think I've ever made an OC before. I want to get into that and like have fun with that more. Live 2D VTuber model debut, that's going to be great to mess around with. I'm going to have a fun time with that. In the meantime, I'm messing around with PNG tuber stuff. So far, I just have my guy's pretty basic. When he talks, he bounces, but I've added an extra thing now where the little gift that it looks like he has like floating is like, it's like slightly moving or whatever. I think I have like some lore ideas for the character, the Wolfborg character that I have there, but I don't know what I want to fully commit to with that yet. Based on how this first model reference sheet looks and then how long it seems to take somebody to take something like that and rig it, like we'll see how it works with that. But at the very least, once I get that, I could start commissioning like art from other people for that in general, and that's going to be great. That's going to be amazing. That's going to be awesome. And I'm excited to try out the next iteration of Wolfborg content. Will we be on the VTuber arc forever? I have no idea. Will we end up doing anything with this? Will we end up making a difference in anything with this? Will we like actually stand out, or are we just wasting our fucking time? I don't know, but I'm excited to see how it goes. I'm excited. Whatever it is, I'm ready to try these things out. Try out the new ways of making the content, see what works, see what doesn't, see what I enjoy, which is the bigger thing. What I enjoy, what I have fun with, what I think is valuable. Fuck everybody else. Okay? That's what I think. So, 2024, it happened. Overall, I'm glad about a lot of things we did. I do still have frustrations when it comes to projects that I had started that year that didn't finish that year, such as the Kotaku Network rebrand and the video project associated with that, and the 2 planned longer discussions about the cons I went to not being done in 2024. I'm very upset about those, and the fact that I didn't make as much YouTube video content last year as I wanted to. All these things I'm kind of upset with. I'm probably going to see what I can do this year to adjust things with the stream schedule so that I'm still streaming, but I also still have time to work on these things in a way that's comfortable for me. And the main thing this year is I want to make sure I keep up with the weight loss stuff. I know everybody makes it their New Year's goals for weight loss, but when I make a goal for something, I keep it. I grind in those hours. I got my art hours for last year. Last year I said I wanted to do like 50 hours of art practice, and I did 150-ish. Like I got like pretty close to that. I tried out a whole bunch of stuff last year in general. For Christmas, we tried a different event for Christmas. I didn't have a whole stream planned for that year. year. So what I did instead was I planned a whole event where I hosted Christmas episodes of anime for 24 hours in the Discord server as like a community event. So I downloaded, went through, planned out hours and like 30 hours of content. And that was like barely even half of the list that I compiled of Christmas episodes, of which I know there's a lot more, but I just picked out a lot that I had recognized or whatever of anime Christmas episodes. And I aired them for 24 hours in the server. I might want to do it differently next year with when it starts and maybe posting like some kind of airing schedule for these things, or having like a certain specific set of time where it's like free play, and then other times where this is the planned watch, the big planned watch of it. For right now, I think I had a fun time getting to watch the Christmas episodes, having a festive time with the people that did show up to watch the stuff and talk in the text chat. It was a fun time. All the stuff that we tried out, all the new people that we've met through getting into streaming again, all the people I met with the Discord communities, like it's been amazing. Okay. Again, I will shout out several content creators that changed my year, were the Haunted Tea Time crew, Takuko, Digishell, and Tricker Sweets. Go check out their content. It's amazing. They all stream on Twitch, and they also have YouTube channels that have their VODs on there. Please go check them all out. Go follow them. Go check them out. Tell them I sent you. Tell them they're amazing, because they are amazing. Okay. Takuko is an otaku-made VTuber. She's great. She's amazing. Digishell is a digital Tamagotchi VTuber, and she does amazing chill streams. She does ASMR. She does pixel art stuff, and being able to check out her content has been great. Trigger Sweets loves Sonic so fucking much. She's playing Sonic all the fucking time, has a Sonic version of her VTuber. She's like a witch VTuber, and it's all so good. All right, I think that's about it for what I want to yap about. This video, again, as usual, went longer than it ever was supposed to. I'll probably cut out some bits that I feel like don't need to be stated here. Maybe, probably not. For the most part, I'm just glad I recorded something that I can now go through, edit down, and say I made a video and posted it, and it will help give me confidence to sit down and record other videos. This one was an unscripted video. I want to do more unscripted videos, at least for this channel, so that I'm getting better practice ranting about things unscripted to a camera, not to a live stream, to a camera, which I can then do things with. So thank you for watching. Make sure, comment, subscribe, whatever. Tell me how your 2024 went. Tell me what you're hoping to get out of 2025. Tell me if anything that I rambled about about content creation stuff is something that you think you disagree with, or you feel like needs to go towards this way or whatever. Tell me what you think about VTubers. Tell me what you think about Twitch stream stuff in general, like how you do it. Do you do it like you chill out or whatever? Just talk to me. Please say something. Talk about House. Tell me your favorite House MD line. It's not lupus. It's never lupus. More mouse bites. It's a famous House quote. I'm gonna eat a butterscotch. Thank you so much, everybody, for hanging out. Goodbye, gamers. Stay safe. Goodbye.